Hi, Rita. Hi. Are we on live? Oh, there we are. We are live. Hello. Let me take a moment. Hello. I'll put all the people up on the screen. Oh, it was working. I promise it was working before.
I know. I saw it.
Yeah, we all know.
Oh my goodness gracious. Why?
Only the
Okay.
computer gods know.
It's a spiritual lesson, Rabbi.
Yeah, thanks, Al. I was
Hey, Derek.
thinking about this spiritual lesson, and I think it's much easier for all of you when the spiritual lessons happen to me.
Always.
We much prefer that.
Yeah. And I think that's part of, if you're familiar with, there's a beautiful poem from Teddy Roosevelt where he talks about the man in the ring, that the critic can say anything they want about the man in the ring who's bloodied and sweaty and oh, but at the end of the day it's the one in the ring who's doing the hard work. And here I am, I can't get the screens to share. Okay, so let's do it this way. So before 2 weeks ago when I had this problem, 3 weeks ago when I had this very problem, it was because I had installed a software update 15 minutes before the service started, which we all know is not a good idea.
Oh.
And this time I have no idea why it's not working. But I'm going to say hi to Diana and to Chad and Lisa and Sherry and Rob and Alice and Lindsay and Carol. And I'm actually going to slow it down, Rita, and say hello, Rita.
Hi. Hi there.
Hi. And hello to Jordan and Alma and Carolyn and Al and Pip and Anne and Mary. I promise all these people are on my screen in this large gray box. Who did I just say hi to? To Mary and to
Now you
Ron. What happened? Am I all right?
You're all right. You had the quote up there for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. And Jack. Hi, Jack. And hello, Doug and Emily and Maria. And I'm purposely going slowly, not only because I don't have the visual to put you guys up, but like, what else? What is my rush? And hi, Christina and Barb and Meg and Derek, who assures us that this is not the exact same place he was last week, but this is a new place that looks like the old place he was last week. And hi to, now I forgot what order I was going in, John and Dan and Candace and Betsy and Lori and friend. I don't even know friend's name. Raul, I think. Raul.
Yeah.
Hi, Raul. So glad that you're joining us.
Maria's trying to take him away from me. She wants to send him a ticket.
Okay. And Maria, welcome. And John and Bob, and I think I got everyone by name, and Alma and Michael and Ray. I'm glad you guys are all here. I want to talk for a moment. First, I promised myself I had 2 weeks off, and it was wonderful, and it was refreshing, and it all the crispy edges got softened, which is the point. And I promised myself that at this point in the service I would take a few breaths of air. Oh, and I should have said, please, if you're not already, please take some breaths of air yourself. Good. I see most of you are doing that. This is the most compliance I've ever had. And for the 3 of you who actually laughed out loud, I appreciate that. Let's remember we have a whole group of people who are watching who can't see you, so your reactions aloud today are more important.
Are we using our finger creases today?
Oh. Thank you, Holly. Holly's been watching. So at 2 o'clock weekdays, I meditate and broadcast that online. And I learned this really cool thing. Put your hands up, would you? And this is not going to... Here's how to count to 12 with just one hand. You only need one hand for this. So let's just do one hand. If you put your thumb at the crease at the bottom of your index finger, that's 1. Move up a crease, that's 2. Move up a crease, that's 3. When you're done there, you move to the next finger, and 4 is at the bottom of the middle finger. And then 5. And then 6. I think it's really cool to find out that this is how people in Mesopotamia used to count. And you can continue with 7, 8, and 9. Mm-hmm. And then bring your finger all the way to the base of the pinky, and that's 10. Mm-hmm. And then 11, and then 12. And if you want to keep track of how many sets of 12 you've done, you have a whole other hand, and you can get up to 144 that way, which is quite amazing.
That's gross.
Oh.
That is gross. Gross being a word that means 144 extra points to
And if you prefer to do hexadecimal, you could add in the tips of the fingers.
That's getting a little advanced, Dan, but I love it.
And then we have base 16.
Wait, I got confused. Oh, wait, no, I did get confused. That's all right. So keeping track of meditating, in meditation now we're doing an inhale on just this one. So breathe in with me on just this one. And then exhale on the word breath. And that's one set done. And then we do it again, just this one. Breath, and we slide up to position number 2 on the finger. Just this one. Yeah. Oh, we got three breaths in. And I find that I can do a 20-minute sit and following along on my fingers, it gives my monkey mind just enough to keep track of that I'm not keeping track of other thoughts. And I lose it, right? I lose track, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about cows, and I have no idea what finger my number is. And that's kind of the point of meditation. We haven't talked about this in a long, long time, is just to notice what goes on in your head when you mess up. Right? So I lost track of what number I'm on. Do I beat myself up, go, you dummy? Well, when I'm crispy and in a bad mood, yes. Okay, this is not where I thought I was going to start, but that's all right.
Who would have thought?
I'm going to try one. Say it again, Emily.
I just said, who'd have thought we'd come to Saturday service and learn to count? Who'd have thought? I love it.
I'm going to try one more time to see if I can get the cameras to work. And the answer is no, I cannot.
That's
okay.
Weird.
So be it. I was on a Zoom yesterday. That's not true. Well, I was on a Zoom yesterday, but the Zoom I want to talk about happened on Thursday. Oh my God, there was no point in me correcting myself. It could have just been yesterday. And now I'm on a tangent of a tangent, and let's go back, shall we? I was on a Zoom the other day.
There you go.
And the host of the Zoom asked people to share how they are. And I shared, I'm finding myself filled with deep sadness. I can't seem to cry. but I'm really, really, really sad. And a member of the group contacted me, sent me a message, and then called me later and said, this is somebody who I didn't know, I've never met before. And they said, I needed to check in on you because things must be really bad if you'll share in a group of 12 strangers that you're not doing well.
Obviously, they didn't know you very well, Brian.
They didn't know me very well. And it kind of broke my heart that they had gotten to whatever age they had gotten to and never been to a meeting where somebody just shared how they really are. I didn't know that, like, I only have the worldview that I have because this is the world I'm living in. So I assume that everyone does like I do, I guess.
No.
No.
No, and thank God everyone does things their own way. So I'm no longer crispy and burnt out, but I'm really, really sad. And I don't know exactly why I'm really, really sad. But I know that I still have my sense of humor. I'm not depressed. I'm just really sad. It's not that I'm not laughing. I've been enjoying things. And I'm really sad. Now, I noticed something when Lori ran the service the last 2 weeks, and thank you, Lori, for running the service for the last 2 weeks. I noticed that when I run the service, there tends to be a line of people who raise their hands. And Lori, you had enough spaciousness in how you were sharing that people just inserted their voices without you needing to call on them. Al, are you getting my hint here?
Yeah, I was getting that hint right there. I guess I'll lower my hand. Just jump in. I just wanted to say that I love that you're telling us that not only how you're feeling, but that you don't know why. Like that is just it's very profound. I know I was brought up with the idea that if I can't explain why I'm feeling a certain way, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it took me decades to figure out that that's a load of you know what. And it's actually healthier to be able to admit that I know how I feel and I haven't figured it out.
I saw this. Thank you for saying that, Al.
Yeah, it's a real barrier to just recognizing how you feel if you think you have to figure it out first. Like that's
right.
It's really profound.
Because if we can figure out why we feel that way, then we can fix how we feel.
Yeah, that's an even worse problem.
Yeah. I learned this watching my children when they were babies, and they would, while they were sleeping, have every emotion. Like they would be sleeping and all of a sudden they'd be laughing while they were sleeping, and then they'd be sleeping and they'd start to cry a little bit, and they're still sleeping. And I thought, what the hell is Emmett thinking about that's making him, like, is he thinking about a funny bottle? Like, what is he, why is he just laughing right now? And I realized, well, he's just having an emotional reaction to whatever the heck's going on. Anyway, the same way that it's easier for me to mess up and you guys watch me deal with my mess ups, let me ask you a question. And this is there someone else whose heart is in a way or brain is in a way that they like to share how they are?
I'm okay now. But my one kitty who
was starting to use a wheelchair, and I was very happy because she was going to get stronger legs. She declined over a period of a week, and I had to euthanize her. And I got her urn yesterday, which is very pretty. But that was a bit of a hard time to go through, and I did inform the folks here, so, and everybody was very nice. So that's it.
Thank you for
That's it.
sharing, Candace.
Rabbi, I'm just going to jump in. This is your reminder if you want to engage Facebook.
Oh, yeah. So let me also ask, hey, people on Facebook, do you have comments, questions? Because you're welcome here as well. Thank you, Maria, for reminding me. I'm going to put a little hello to the people who are watching on Facebook. I'm glad that you're here. And my goal is to incorporate the people on Facebook so that you guys have a voice as well. And of course, visually today, you can't see the 50 people who I'm looking at. Okay.
And Maria and I are both on watching Facebook as well.
Thank you for doing that. Shirley, thank you for sharing, Shirley. This is a brave and honest person. I've been feeling similar sadness. Yeah. Good to see you, Shirley. Well, see you in a metaphorical kind of way. I spoke to somebody yesterday. I don't know what my fixation with having the right day of the story is, but oh, now I forgot what the thing I was going to say. Uh-oh. Oh, well.
With tangents.
Oh, it was, they asked me about the service that I run, and I explained I didn't enjoy the services that I was taught to run, so I had to come up with the service that I would want to run. And it looks a lot like what we're doing here. It's dangerous, though. Dangerous may be too strong of a word, a little bit off, but there's no set liturgy. And it's really easier to do things, quote, by the book, close quote. And to do things this way is an intimacy and that's required. And I'm going to...
Anna's still sleeping?
Oh,
good girl.
Oh, it's lovely. I want to bring a poem up that was written by, it was authored through our friend Jack. Jack, I'm going to put the poem on the screen. Oh my goodness, my technology is really failing today. Oh, that's not good.
Share your screen, Rabbi.
I got it. Thank you, Alex. There it is. Al, would you mind? Al, sorry. Jack, this is one of the poems. Jack just published a book of poems, and this is one of the ones from it. And if Alex or Maria or somebody who has got technology skills who can find where the link to Jack's poems are so that people can buy them. Jack, would you mind reading this for us?
Sure. Excuse me. This is number 4 of about 140 poems, sacred poetry. They're called ghazals, which is from ancient Persia, Hafez and Rumi, etc. This one's called I Do Indeed. Oh, my beloved, I keep conveniently forgetting, or better yet, conveniently ignoring all the things I must do to keep you, my beloved, in my heart. My ignorance knows no bounds. My hypocrisy somehow seems unlimited. And my disobedience, I don't even want to talk about it. And as for surrender, forget it. I don't even know where to start. And this is the response from my beloved, that Jesus-y looking guy on the cover of the book. O lover and all lovers of God, ponder this. If every deed done that ought not to have been done is done taking God's name, and if every deed done that ought to have been done is always done taking God's name, and if every deed done that is now being done is being done taking your God's name, the combined power of all these actions, however motivated, would burn a hole in the fabric of illusion, that the only response that could be given is for everyone and everything to receive a spark of divine love that would surely wash over the earth and end all the confusion.
Amen.
And most especially also those heart places where my love is felt the most, imagined or not, and if so, no need to boast, for my grace and my love have no dearth, and for those who willingly give their all, well, their false ego is finally toast.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Jack.
Sure.
There was a book written by Abraham Joshua Heschel, a rabbi who was very involved in the Civil Rights Act. And he's a dear friend of Rita's. Heschel not one of yours as well, Rita? Just
You mean in addition to Martin?
in addition to your beloved Marty. Heschel wrote a book called God in Search of Man. If he wrote it today, he would not use such gendered language, I'm sure. But that was the title of his book, that it's God who's looking for us more than it's us looking for God. And that's what Jack's poem hits me here is, I keep conveniently forgetting, or better yet, conveniently ignoring all the things I must do to keep you in my heart. I see some nods happening.
Mm-hmm. That's easy to do, to forget.
It's easy and convenient to forget what we must do.
I think very much that has a lot to do with the sadness we all feel.
Mm-hmm.
Say a little more, Jack.
Well, the whole world is very sad. Period. Yeah. It's as if it's become this way in order for us to become aware of the fact that the life we are living is not the way the divine wants us to live.
Amen. So I know there are things that those people should do to put their lives more aligned with how the divine would have it be. I'm more interested, of course, in what it is that we can do. What is it that I can do? Carol, go ahead, my friend.
I think for the first time, we really know what it felt like to be a German in 1935.
Yeah.
You saw what was happening. You didn't know what you could do. You are not any more guilty than we are, but we are going to have to live with the results of this. And it's very, very frightening. We have to hold on to our values, not go with the crowd, because the crowd is completely unable to face what's really happening.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very scary time. And it would be very strange if you weren't sad.
Oh, thank you for saying it that way, Carol.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad.
If I can interject, one of the problems right now is that there's a whole generation of folks, 2 generations of folks, who have grown up without the necessity to be out in the streets and organizing. And it's up to us old farts to teach the young farts what to do and how to do it.
Yeah. Amen.
I also just wanted to open the space that there are big things happening in this world that can make us sad, but there are also little things happening in each of our worlds that may be making us sad too.
Yep.
I just wanted to hold space for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Al.
Sure.
On Wednesday, again, putting the date as to when it happened like it makes a difference, but Wednesday morning I woke up before Emmett did, which is not hard to do. He's an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And I woke up a good 30 minutes before his alarm was going to go off. And I'm sad that he's going to be leaving home. He's got accepted to colleges, and none of them are in my house. All of them, all of them are far away. And I got on Wednesday morning, and I took my pillow and I marched into his room, and I said, "Move over," and I snuggled in with him. I don't even know if he knows that happened. But thank you, Al. Yes, there's the global, and then there are personal reasons to be sad as well.
But I hope we also have some reasons for gladness that we can recognize. I'm going to recognize 2. One is my wife was away at a conference for a week, and she came back yesterday, and it's so lovely to have her back. And the other is several of us are involved with West Hill United, which is where I discovered Rabbi Brian. And I believe on Tuesday at the board meeting, we're going to approve hiring somebody that basically is in the place of lead clergy for us. We've been calling it visionary and inspirational leader, which is a bit of a highfalutin phrase, but I've met him a couple of times now, and I think he's wonderful. And so I'm really excited about that. We really needed the leadership, but we've been holding things together basically with all volunteers. So yeah.
Lovely. And Christina, whose face I can't find on the screen right this moment. There you are. Hello, friend. A long while ago challenged us and said, why don't we take some moments for gratitude?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I will tell you, my personal practice has become that first thing I do in the morning, well, unless I have to go pee first, in which case that's the first thing. Now I've shared too much, and now I'm feeling a little weird about what I've shared, but that's all right. I have a journal. It's just a composition notebook. And before I allow myself to get on my phone to see what's happened since I went to bed, I write a page of gratitude. And I'd love to open up a space for us to have moments of gratitude. What are you thankful for?
I am thankful that there are thousands and thousands of people in protests in unison across the country right now, raising their voices to try and say what's not okay
That's
and
gratitude.
what they want to happen.
What else do you
What
have
we
for
want to
gratitude?
happen.
I like that. Thank you, Diana.
And you could add to that joy that I met with a steering board of my congregation in Sweden today, and we prayed for you and for the demonstrations and for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
If it doesn't go well, it's because you guys did not pray well, I think.
It will be well in one way or another.
Amen. Amen. What else? What are you grateful for? Stretch yourself. Yeah, Raul.
I'm grateful.
Sorry.
I'm grateful for the fact that there are still people out there in these times who are bringing us the joy as well. Kind of like Dan just did. Even when times are hard, it's good to remember that there are joyful things out there too.
Thank you. Somebody else was starting to speak. Oh, Raul, go ahead.
I'm gratitude for like Lori.
Oh.
Yeah.
Grateful for Lori. You're not the only one. I'm grateful for Lori as well. Thank you, Lori.
Yeah. I was going through a hell lot of stuff, and from nowhere she just popped up in my life, like helping me, supporting me. I can keep saying gratitude forever. Like
That's wonderful.
He brings me coffee. That's all I need. Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Keep him.
And Maria, you can't have them.
I have anyone else want to share a gratitude?
Yeah, speaking of coffee, I am grateful my husband still brings me coffee. He still does the laundry. That's what he's doing now. He takes care of the dishwasher. He feeds the pets. It's just marvelous. I don't have those things that I have to worry about.
I like that. Nice.
Yeah. Gratitude
Watch
for
out,
gratitude.
Maria's gonna try and take him, Meg.
No, Maria.
I have a poem I want to share with you. Let's see if I can't get it to show up on my screen. The poem was written in 1922. 1922 is decades before 1948. And the reason I mentioned 1948 is 1948 was the founding of the State of Israel. So this poem from 1922, when it uses the word Israel, it is not talking about the place that you think of when it says the word Israel. It is talking about the people. Jews have been called the people Israel. It is talking about the people Israel. It is talking about an ideal of a state of Israel, but it is not talking about this Israel that you and I know today. So please make space for that discrepancy in what you will hear and what was written. This is a poem by a man named Edmund Flegg. It's a beautiful poem. I'll read it to you. It says, I am a Jew. I am a Jew because my faith demands of me no abdication of the mind. I am a Jew because my faith requires of me all the devotion of my heart. I am a Jew because in every place where suffering weeps, I weep. I am a Jew because at every time when despair cries out, I hope. I am a Jew because the world of people Israel is the oldest and the newest. I am a Jew because the promise of Israel is the universal promise. I am a Jew because for Israel the world is not completed, we are completing it. I am a Jew because for Israel, humanity is not created, we are creating it. Oops, sorry about that. I am a Jew because Israel places humanity and its unity above the nations and above Israel itself. I am a Jew because above humanity, the image of divine unity, Israel places the unity which is divine.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And we are human because of all those things.
Yeah. I don't think he's saying, right, of course, he's not just saying this is only for Jews. This is, this. Lindsay, you can tell me to go away if you'd like. Do you have a comment? It looked like you had some reaction to the poem.
I love that poem. I actually still have it open on my computer because I reflect on it pretty often, especially the abdication of the mind.
I am
So
a
I think the
Jew
more,
because my faith demands of me no abdication of the mind. Yeah.
yeah, that I think is the part that resonates with me the most. Because I think my whole mind is, I don't know, I think I don't want to leave anything on the table. And I think the more that I study and the more that I learn, the more questions I have. And so I don't want to abdicate my mind and leave questions behind. Just because someone said I should do this or believe this or think this.
Thank you, Lindsay. Go ahead, Emily.
I love that. I could, in that first thing, I am a Jew because my faith demands no abdication of my mind. I could actually put any word in there, whether it's Jew or anything. I mean, I could put atheist if I wanted to.
We can just use the words starting with my faith, if we made it a capital M. My faith demands of me no abdication of the mind.
Yes.
I think that's how we all found religion outside the box. Because our faith demands of us no abdication of the mind. We can't just put something on hold and say, no, we're going to be logical and reasonable, except for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Emily.
That's part of the reason why we left the conventional church, is the rote worship pounds in your head that you're not allowed to think, that you're only allowed to believe the ritual. And I finally figured out that the ritual ain't what it's about.
Yeah. I think that's why I have so much difficulty when I do attend a church.
Bishop Spong said you can't check your brain at the door.
Yeah. I have a hard time with creeds when I ever do attend a church, because I can't say the creeds. I just keep thinking nonsense.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Carol. Jump in.
Heschel says religious institutions are where prayers go to die.
I like it.
Ron, what do you have? And then Jack.
You know, if we actually believe that the divine is greater than we can comprehend, we are limited to understanding the divine only by the metaphors that we create. And if we insist that others must follow our metaphors in order to be saved, isn't that a form of idolatry?
Amen. Sure is.
Jack?
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to mention through all of this hour of sadness and happiness and all that stuff is that the one thing that I relish each Saturday is seeing all your smiling faces.
Yeah.
And yours, Jack.
And let me apologize to anyone who's watching who can't see all the smiley faces. I can see. And it's not just the smiley faces, it's that your faces are real. That you're not, hey, yeah, this is great. That there's a strength to it. Dan posted this in the chat with Facebook people, and I love that. I am a humanist because my values demanded me no abdication of the mind. Amen.
I have much gratitude for this group and this weekly meeting. You know, I'm so happy I can be here live now, and I've always watched the replays, but just to know that there are this many people who are on the same page about a lot of things that I strongly feel about.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
I think there's another important word to insert. I have used understanding a number of times, but that's starting to slide aside and get replaced by experience. I can tell you about the God of my experience. That is a kind of understanding, but it's much more important. What I experience is what I experience. There's no way I can persuade anybody else to experience what I have. All I can do is share my experience, what it does to me and for me, and hope that other people can resonate in terms of having their own experiences and how that impacts them and their faith journey.
Thank you, John. I love that idea. Oh, also, if you heard there was a podcast I was on, this Deconstructing Mamas podcast, and they used a phrase for God that I had never heard before, and it was glove. And it was that the G for God and then the love, and they just referred to God as glove. So, shout out to Sari for reminding me to share that with people. Okay, we're going to take a minute to think about those who are in need of extra prayers. Maria, would you take us through that, please?
These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Derek G., Eileen DeToma, Alex T., Sheridan H., Aru Lane Hill, Ebony, Alex, Joan Austin, Lisa, Gwen, Rita S., Shmuley and Maggie, Ralph, Horatio Meyer, Cullen, Elizabeth, Sander, Amethyst, Molly Gross in Spirit, Rabbi Brian, Hilmer Armando Garcia, all those who grieve and mourn, and that the demonstrations that will take place today will be peaceful and spiritually protected. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat, and I will add them to the list on Facebook. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
And it's become my practice to do is to put everybody on gallery view so I can see all of your faces during this minute of silence. Thank you all. Announcements. One, I found this quote. Oh, my computer is... Am I coming across choppy? Can you still hear me?
I can hear.
Audio's
We
fine.
hear you.
We got you.
Okay. Something's weird here. Here's the first thing that we need to keep in mind. You've seen this before. Read it out loud if you would, please.
It's okay not to be okay.
And can you really take that in? Can you take that into your heart? It is okay not to be okay. It's fine. That's actually how it should be. We shouldn't be okay all the time.
I just want to mention, oh, sorry.
Let me give my little quote. It's from Krishnamurti, who said, "To be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society is no indication of health at all." Let me say that again. To be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society is no indication of health at all.
That must have been written in 1920s.
30s.
Go ahead, Ron.
I just wanted to mention that one of the poems in Jack's book is titled, "It's Okay to Not Be Okay."
I haven't gotten to that one yet. Thank you, Jack. Another announcement. My God, is this wonky on this end? Steve Peskind, who joins the service sometimes, said this, and I found this quote of his. "The punishment for not changing is having to be exactly who you are right now." So, Steve, I appreciate your wisdom and sharing it. Okay, so my computer's on a little bit of a lag, and it's as though what I'm saying I'm rehearing a second after I'm saying it. So it's a little bit strange at this moment, but could you please, by a show of hands, assure me with your hand up that it seems reasonable enough from where you are and it's not choppy? Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to know. So I'm going to speak for a moment, and I'm going to need you to jump in if you have a comment, because the delay is going to throw me off a little too much. Lori brought to our attention the whole concept of reality and expectations, perception and reality. And I wanted to ask a question. And the question is this. If perception changes reality, right? If I am sure there's something in education that's called the Cinderella effect. And if you say to a teacher, and they've done this study and replicated it over and over again, if you say to a teacher, Jimmy is been tested, but it's not in his files, but Jimmy's been tested and shown to be off the charts brilliant. Similarly, if you say to the teacher, Jimmy's been tested and his mental faculties are below average, but it's been kept out of his records. It doesn't matter which one of those two you give, the student's going to live into whichever label you've given. That the perception of the teacher of who the student is can be so colored that the students live into this. I know that if I start my Zoom meetings and I start them with, "I'm so glad to see the person on the other side of the screen," And if I start with that in my mind and I start with a smile and a little bit of joy, it colors the interaction because I've decided that I'm excited to see the person on the other side of the screen. And I'm sure the opposite would be true too if I were grumblepuss about seeing the people on the other side of the screen, that it would be a surely worser situation. So my question is, what are the limits to this? If perception changes reality, why can't I perceive everything as more joyous, as something for which I have more gratitude? Can I not stack the dice or stack the deck? Is there nothing that I can't change through my perception of it?
Yes.
I think it's a choice, Rabbi. I think you can choose to look at things in a negative or a positive way, and that's where we have some power in this situation. But I did a bit of research about whether optimism is innate or it's learned, and it is learned, and it's partially learned and partially innate. And the good news about the fact that it's learned is we can reteach ourselves to look through a more positive lens.
But only to the extent of our brain chemistry. I want that to be stated.
Yeah.
That if you're depressed and your brain is not doing with the serotonin what it ought to be doing, you can't it's like thinking your way to having a bone heal itself after you broke a bone. No, you need the doctor to reset the bone first. Go ahead, Carolyn, Holly.
There's a wonderful book by Matthew Ricard, who was a neuroscientist working under the person who got a Nobel Prize in that, the only person who was his doctoral student. And he saw pictures of people who had been imprisoned for 20 years by the Chinese in Tibet. And when they were released, they looked serene and at peace. And he went therefore to Tibet, and he's now been there for more than 40 years. He became the translator for the Dalai Lama. And he says, happiness is something you can practice the way you practice the piano. You can learn how to look at the world so that you are, and he said they were all tortured. The Chinese tortured them and burned 6,000 mosques. Yes, 6,000 mosques. And they were not taken over by that. That you can learn to live in such a way that you are happy. Happy doesn't mean pleased or joyous. It means centered and unflappable because you have a greater level that you're looking at reality.
Thank you, Carol.
That's beautiful.
Go ahead, Holly.
I think when we talk about, we can change our mindset, I think we also have to consider the way in which we're trying to change our mindset, because it's not a simple matter of, I'm just gonna decide to be happy right now, right? It's more, is there anything, let me stop looking at the thing that is, overwhelming me with sadness and try to focus on something I can be happy about. Like maybe be more specific in what we tell ourselves to be happy about, because there's a lot happening in the world right now that can make us really sad or really angry.
I think it's part of being an adult.
I think we can always find something that we can be happy about.
I think part of being an adult, I apologize, Holly. Yes, part about being an adult is to be happy and that we can have more than one emotion at the same time. That it's not just joy, that there's also sadness and we can live with both. That we're mature enough to live with. I'm having such a choppy screen experience right now. I no longer have a cursor
Elma
on my
has her
screen.
hand up, Rabbi.
Lori, I'm going to ask you to bring this. Can you bring this train back into the station? I've lost control of my mouse and monitors.
Oh, I think Elma has her hand up. Elma, did you want to say something? Oh, you're still muted, hon. You still are muted.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep, there you go.
One of the things that has helped me has been, Rabbi, I'll appreciate this, meditation. And I find that very often that meditation helps to calm my mind so I can appreciate things that were overwhelmed, that were lost in the overwhelming worries of the time. So if I can take myself away and just be quiet and calm and wipe the slate clean, that's when I can start picking myself up and being happy. Not brilliant and gay, but contented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, peaceful.
Yes, that's
Like
the word.
Rabbi.
And even if horrible things are happening, you can still hold on to that positive feeling of being in charge of your own thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Rita?
Well,
I saved this prayer, I'm not sure from where, and it might have been from here, but it's been helpful for me. My God, and also the fact that it includes God for those who don't like that. Just put whatever word you want in there.
Universe.
Yeah, exactly. My God, the soul you have placed in me is pure and vulnerable. I am afraid that looking at today's news will be painful. Encircle me in a robe of light so that I can witness the wounds of the world without being wounded myself. Let me learn what I need to know in order to be of my greatest use without being overwhelmed by despair. I feel your protective light now as I open myself to the world's suffering and the world's joys. Amen.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
beautiful, Rita. Thank you.
Now's a good time for that kind of thought.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Lori,
And
I
sorry, go ahead.
I have lost all control. And it feels like it's symbolic or metaphoric, possibly, of how well can I just let go of control. But I do see that the time is coming up, and we want to make sure that people are able to make it into breakout rooms and breakout groups. Let me thank all the people who help to make this service happen, and thank each of you for showing up and bringing yourselves, your honest, real selves, here to share with each other. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know how to end the recording. This is great. I'm gonna log out. Hopefully I have keystrokes left. Thank you all, and I will be back next week.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open up the second hour rooms. Since I haven't been here for a minute, I just want to confirm that the groups we're opening this week are poetry, clergy corner, more to share, and politics. And then we will also have the share and care in this channel right here.
Deep dive.
Deep dive too.
Okay, yeah, I got deep dive as well. Deep dive,
Okay.
poetry, clergy corner, more to share, politics, and then the share and care in here.
And the poetry.
And poetry. Yes, I got poetry. All right, we're good?
Yeah.
That's the right list? Okay, then I'm gonna open those up for everybody. And for those of you who are on desktop or laptop machines, you should be able